Hey guys, it's Ted Gravlin, and I have the video that I wanted to do today was brought to my attention because I was I was seeing some things on Facebook threads in different groups and stuff about people talking about how to exit a business and, smaller companies, one-man show. Like, one of the questions was, hey, for you guys that run a one-man show, what's your exit strategy? And frankly, I think a lot of people don't have one. And really, the only one that actually works as far as the business goes is to grow the business so that you can sell it. That's really the only exit strategy that's actually an exit strategy, other than I'm just going to leave my job and retire someday. I saw people that said things like, well, I'm buying real estate and I'm going to be all these other things. But realize that's just going into another business. That's not exiting the business. That's not creating an exit strategy for the business you have. That's just creating some other source of income, which frankly, if you wanted to buy some rental properties or something like that, you could not operate your business, have a job someplace, and still do the rental property process. Okay, so that's not about a business process. So bringing it back full circle to how do we get a business to where you can exit the business? You're going to have to grow it so that it's worth something to somebody else. What that means is that it needs to be able to run without you, because nobody wants to buy your job. Nobody does. If it can't generate revenue and income without you specifically there, then it's not worth very much, and you're not going to get very much for having owned it for a decade or 2 or 3 decades or something. You're just not going to get much for it. Now, it doesn't take long to build this process, but let's talk about what it takes to build a business that has value. Whether or not you actually want to sell it or not, because there's also one other way you can exit. You have an exit strategy. You can keep it. You don't have to sell it, because once it's worth selling, it's actually also worth keeping. And at that point, you have the choice. If it's worth somebody else buying this thing and owning it so that it gives them income without having to do anything, it's also worth you retiring and owning this thing so it gives you income without having to do anything. And you get to have the choice. So I kind of say that twice so that you get it, right? So here's the stages of business, how they grow. And I heard this a while ago, and I thought when I heard it, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and when I heard it, I couldn't find any fault with it, so I know it to be true because I haven't been able to disprove it yet. And basically, it's a business axiom that says every time the business triples in size, you have to rebuild it. And this is kind of how it goes. We got a 1-employee company here working all by himself, and by the time you got 3 employees, you're doing everything in a different way, right? And by the time you're up to 10 employees, you're doing everything in a completely different way. And by the time you're at 30 employees, this company doesn't look like that one doesn't look like that one anymore. So what are the general things that happen inherently for the one truck company, right? Here's the things that happen like every day for every company, which the one truck company has, and most of the owners out there that are smaller, or remember when you were smaller, you'll remember this is what you were doing, right? Phones ring, someone answers it. Well, one truck, Chuck just answers his phone in his pocket, his cell phone in his pocket. Back in the old days when I started my company, it went to my answering machine, and we literally went back home to my house where my answering machine was, and I played the messages back and I called people back. I dealt with the phones by myself initially. Later on, you don't, but someone answers the phones, the incoming calls, and deals with that. Somebody has to sell some stuff or nothing gets done. Somebody has to do sales. Somebody's installing the stuff we sold. That's probably the owner. Somebody's running service calls, and someone's doing the admin, like pulling permits and doing, banking and stuff like that, and doing the accounting and all the administrative stuff that we have to do, and keeping the licenses up to date, and, that kind of stuff. Filing the taxes, and at least, calling the CPA or the bookkeeper to do the taxes and making sure it's done in that. Someone doing all those things. Then, if you want to be a business owner, the things that end up happening is you have to do things over on the strategic side. You got to do planning for the business growth. You have to do some marketing to get some new customers. You got to do hiring and training and that kind of stuff. A lot of smaller companies down here, they're not doing this. They're just operating this and just kind of in a world of, if I just do this more, the business will grow. Well, it will, but it'll be very, very slow. If you want to grow it faster on purpose, you have to start giving away these jobs so that you're not doing them anymore. The biggest trick is to delegate all the right things. Delegate these things off. Couple big mistakes. Number one big mistake that most small business owners are making is they're delegating the wrong things. They understand this part, so they like to do it and they want to keep doing it. And they don't understand this part, and so they're trying to give this part away. Oh, I'm going to hire some company. I'm going to hire Angie's List. I'm going to hire a home advisor. I'll hire a marketing company. Who are you guys using for your Facebook ads? They're trying to give away their marketing, delegate it to somebody else, and not do it themselves, and not learn it and not understand how it works. Well, I don't understand how it works. I don't want to understand how it works. I just want to hire somebody and delegate this and let my business magically grow itself. It doesn't work that way. You have to learn these things and keep doing these to be a successful business owner. You give away these things to somebody else so that they're doing them inside your business. Look at every big business as how it's done. Every single company that's larger in your area or any area anywhere. And it doesn't even matter that it's in our industry. The small day-to-day tasks are given away to people inside the business, and the management, the owners, are still doing the planning, the marketing, strategies anyway. They're doing the hiring and training. What are we hiring and training for? We're hiring people and training them to do these jobs over here. That's how it works. It's kind of weird how that happens, right? So you got to get these procedures in place to get this stuff on place. Now, this is why guys like me, that's what we do. We help people learn these things so you can give away those things. That's the way it works. So as you're giving these jobs away, your business grows up, and eventually it doesn't need you in any given day for the basic things of the business to happen. Now, there may be more things on your list. You may have plumbing or some other things in here. It doesn't matter. But the things that happen in your list have to be the things that happen every day. And these are the big picture items, which the owner still does. Now, you can effectively be retired or semi-retired and still do those things here. So that's the idea, is learn these things, get better at them, build processes and scaling those things so that you can put those things to someone else's shoulders and let them do it. That's when you grow from plateau to plateau. Here's where the rub comes in for a lot of companies. They're stuck like at 3 trucks trying to get to 10. Okay, happens a lot. Or they're stuck at 10 trucks trying to get to 30. Wherever you're stuck, it's usually because you've got some holes in the procedures that you're limping along at 3-4 employees, and you're trying to get to 10, but you got some things in this system right here where you need to be doing this better because you're not ready to be at 10 because you don't even have this one figured out 100% yet. You know, you don't really have your phone system figured out because, for example, I talk to lots of companies who have 3-4 employees and the owner's still answering his own phones. Okay. Well, at that point, you can't scale it. You can't get to 10 trucks and still be doing that. So you need to fix this before you move on. Or I've got companies at that size where the owner is still the only salesman they have that actually sells anything. He has installers and service guys that run calls and that, but he's really the only one who sells anything. Until he builds a sales process in place where other people that are in this realm can start doing that for him, you can't scale. Or same thing with admin or any of these other jobs. If you've got holes in the procedures, you're going to run out of bandwidth. You can't continue to do all these things. I've had several conversations over the last month with clients of mine who were trying to put the process in place to finally take the cell phone out of their pocket, give the phone number to the business, get a brand new cell phone for themselves, so that they can say, I got a new phone number to their wife, their mom, their best friend, and those people like that, and say, this phone number that used to be my personal cell phone number, and I no longer answer that phone anymore. So the office has it, they own it, and they've had to finally give that up. We've had lots of those discussions over the last month with more than one of my clients moving to get rid of that, and some of them were pretty good-sized companies, like over $1 million, and the owner was still answering his phones. Ridiculous. So, what the biggest problem for this person is they were working like 70, 80, 90 hours a week because they could never let it go. They couldn't go on vacation. They can't take a day off. They can't be sick. They can't do anything. And it's really, they become a slave to it. The biggest way to not become a slave to it is to give away all this stuff that's the slave driver stuff. And give it away to enough people where nobody's a slave. Nobody has to work 90 hours a week to do it. Put processes in place. So bottom line though is for each of these places where you're stuck, if you're stuck and can't move forward, it's usually because you're missing some stuff in here. The only other place you could be missing it is maybe you do have all those things in place and you can't grow it because you don't have enough call volume. that comes back around to this stuff. You're not planning and marketing and hiring and training and stuff very well, especially the marketing piece. This is your responsibility as an owner to learn what your marketing message is, how to create the message, how to create the marketing process so that you understand the copywriting, what the messages are that we're saying to the customers, making people want to do business with you so that they can drive these phones and sales and stuff on this side. Okay, so your job here at this point is to drive this stuff and make this stuff happen. The biggest other big mistake is a lot of times people are waiting for something to happen, waiting for X to happen. I'm waiting for the weather to change. I'm waiting for the word of mouth to take hold. I'm waiting for to find some great employees. I'm waiting for whatever to happen. There's a cause and effect. So are you at the effect of things happening to you, or are you out there causing it? The great business owners are out there causing things to happen. They're not sitting around waiting for some outside event to come and happen to them. They're out there happening to it. One of my very, very, very favorite movie quotes is from the very first line of a movie called The Departed, and it's the guy that the lead character is a gangster, and before the movie even starts, the narration just comes across and it says, "I never wanted to be a product of my environment. I always wanted my environment to be a product of me." That is a great business owner. And think about a gangster. They are the ultimate business owners. They own everything, right? They want to cause shit to happen. So start causing things to happen. Don't delegate the wrong things. Don't delegate this stuff and try to give it away. Get heavily involved in this piece and keep your fingers in it for the rest of your life. You're going to be hiring and training people for the rest of your life if you want to be an owner. Give this stuff away. And I get it. You used to be a tech. You understand this very well. That doesn't mean you'll never pick up another nut driver. If the install crew needs a little help, you can still help them. But make sure that it's not necessary that you do it every day. Move up the ladder. That's the trick. If you need help with that, let me know. That's what we're here for. We help people all the time with figuring out where the holes are, where to get unstuck, and that. All you got to do is let me know. We'll book you a call. It's for free. I'll talk to folks all day long. I geek out on this stuff, as you can probably tell. So ultimately, the trick is build the business so that it's very, very valuable to somebody else, and then you just might want to keep it. That's the tip of the day, and we'll talk soon.